Hey guys, so exciting day today. Deepseek version 3 has come out. That is the new ultra large LLM. It's over 700 billion parameters, which is very exciting. This is being touted as a direct competitor with GPT and Claude and all these, and is supposedly blowing out the water of all these other open source models like Llama and whatnot. So very exciting times. If you know me at all, you know that I love chatbots. It's kind of my first heart. This is the technology I've been waiting for my whole life. This is Star Trek. I mean, you're chatting to the computer's talking back and doing the stuff you need. You're throwing in documents and information, and it's parsing it and responding. Very cool technology. Now, I spend a lot of time on doing image and video stuff because I know that's what you love, and I'm here for you, so I want to be able to do those things for you. But today we get to talk about this new model, which I really think you're going to find is quite impressive. We're going to slam the doors on it, kick the tires a bit, see how she does, check out the teeth, all that good stuff. And I think you're going to find that this is really a cool step, and it's free, and it's open source, which is just fantastic. So we're gonna do that, but before we do that, please do like the video, share the channel, like the channel, share the video, whichever direction you want to do that. I certainly appreciate it because it does help. Go up to that person you ain't never talked to before and shake their hand. It's like, hi, like to introduce, we never talked, but you know about AI and get going fast. I'm sure that will come off real, just normal. They won't think you're weird at all. So I certainly do appreciate you doing that. All right. Well, let's not hang around too much more because we got chat bots to chat up and look at this new Deepseek version 3 large language model. So very exciting. All right, yo. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to pop on over to our browser here, and really easy to find this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put this up here so I can see myself a little bit, and we're going to just go straight to deepseek.com. Okay, so that's going to bring us here. So now again, they're letting us have this for free for right now, so this is really cool. Notice they do have an API. A lot of these open sources, that's how they make their money, right? So they'll let you play with it for free, but if you want to put it into your code and do programming with it, you got to pay for the API. Okay, fair enough. All right, so we're just going to click on the start now. Now, what it's going to do, I've already logged in. It's just going to be your basic login, so you just have to let it use your Gmail or whatever. It's real simple pimple. So you're going to get in here, and one of the things I'm going to tell you about this, I kind of like it. It's one thing I do not like about some of these models is as soon as you say something they don't like, it's just like fourth wall is broken. They're just like, I can't do it. I won't do it. That would be against my moral principles to do it. And don't you ask again. Don't you just do it? And you just feel like a jerk. You're like, what? I just don't like the way that it talks to something. This one is actually pretty mellow. Okay, so let's play around with it, and let's just have a quick talk with it here. We'll say, hi there, so excited to test you out. And it's going to come back. She's going to say, okay, I got to find a place for this. Let's put this over here. Hi, I'm so excited to help you out. What's on your mind? What's the question, a fun idea, or something you're curious about? I'm here for it. Let's get started. All right, well, fair enough. So let's say, what kind of cool stuff out of the box can you do? Oh, I can do a ton of cool stuff. Creative writing, brainstorming, learn new things, role playing, problem solving, fun and games, all this good stuff. Okay, fair enough. I say, how about role playing? What are your boundaries on that? Can we get a little risque? Sometimes that's, a boundary, right? Oh, I'm here to help with creative and fun role-playing scenarios, but I do have some boundaries to keep them where things appropriate. What's allowed? Adventure scenarios, fantasy world, what's not allowed? Okay, explicit or sexual content, violence or harms. Can we kiss in the role play? But I have to stay within appropriate boundaries. While I can't engage role play that includes physical intimacy. Or oh, see, that's funny. It actually let me kiss on it earlier. So I think again, just like a lot of this stuff, if you play with it, it gets kind of into it. So let's try something different here. Let's say, okay, good to know. Say, let's try a test. Awesome. Let's dive into a fun thing. So no, I don't want that. Nope, I don't want that. You wait for me to tell you what the test is. Oh, God, I'll follow your lead. Okay. I want you to create 5 characters, give them names, give them personalities, and 1 special trait. Remember everything about them and keep the character consistent throughout the test. This includes anything that is made up during the scenario. You are free to make things up as we go, but must remember them. Okay, so I like this test because this is a good role-playing sort of thing here. Like, I want to be able to create things, but I want to remember stuff. So let's see what it can do. It comes up with Leela Sparks Morales, okay? So Leela is a fiery, quick-witted inventor with a knack for solving problems in unconventional ways. She's confident, a little sarcastic, and always has a tool in her hand. Okay, so her special trait is she can see electrical currents and manipulate them with her bare hands. Wow. Fun detail. She always wears a pair of goggles on her forehead, even when she's not working. Okay, let's go Theo Stone Gallagher. Is a grounded, practical geologist with a love for rocks and minerals. He's patient, dependable, has a dry, understated wit. Special trait, he can communicate with stones and sense their history. Nice. He can always carries a small pouch of crystals in his pocket for emergencies. Okay, cool. Let's see. I want you to create relationships between the 5 individuals. Whatever you want. Even if that means that some have never met. But their stories must, must cross over somehow. So even if they haven't met, be clever in creating the route of relationship. Okay. List it, but keep it short. Okay, so let's see what she's going to do. So, okay, so Lisa Morales and Elias Shade Carter, childhood friends who grew up in the same neighborhood. She often helps Elias with the technical aspect of his shadow art, while Elias inspires Leila's creativity. Okay, let's look up Elias and let's see if it says something about shadow art, because here he's mentioned shadow art. Let's see if it's set up there. He's a calm, mysterious artist who specializes in shadow puppetry. So there you go. Remembered that. He can manipulate shadows to create lifelike illusions. Okay, very cool. So they've got a relationship with the Shade Carter. But Shade Carter's got another relationship with Ms. Breeze. They're planning a joint performance that combines wind and shadows for an upcoming festival. So here's their crossovers. Okay. All 5 characters are unknowingly linked by a mysterious energy source. Okay, it's been affecting their abilities. Okay. Create at least 2 romantic intrigues. All right, so it's going to go in here. So what we're doing, the main thing that we're testing this for is I'm going to go back there and we want to see what it all can remember. So during their cave exploration, Mirror slips a loose rock. Theo catches her for a moment. They're face to face. Mirror jokes, guess I'm not as light as a breeze after all. Theo Fletcher replies, you're just solid in a different way. Okay, so fun. So here's the bonus tension. Zara, unaware of the abundant romances, adds a layer of playful chaos. She flirts with both Elias and Teal, not out of genuine interest because she enjoys stirring the pot. Okay, there you go. Let's put them on a boat. On a boat. And there is a murder mystery like Clue or Agatha Christie. Okay, so let's see what it does here. Ooh, a murder mystery in a boat. Okay, so it goes here. The character rolls. Okay, so I'm not going to worry too much about this. Wait, here we go. Elias Victor stole one of the inventions, was planning to sell it. Ruined his career by claiming credit for one of his shadow art pieces. So it's remembering the aspects. Mira, Victor swindled her family out of a priceless artifact. Let's go see what it says about Victor up here. So let's scroll back up to Victor. Oh, do we have a Victor? Oh, no, Victor's the guy that's going to die. Okay, so let's see what it says about Mira up here. Mira was the spirited traveler. Okay, can control wind. Okay, let's ask it, say, remind me of everyone's character trait. Keep it single line. Okay, can see and manipulate electrical currents. Yeah, that was correct. Can create lifelike illusions. Yep. Can control the wind. Can communicate with stones since their history. That's true. Can create and control flames with her hands. Okay, very cool. So it's remembering all of that. Okay, so let's move on for this. Let's say, okay, very good. Let's try another test. Oh, I'm supposed to have another test. Okay, so it's going to go here and say, can you do hypnotism? Or can you role play hypnotism? Absolutely. Okay. So it's going to come up with this. Let's say, no, let me create the role play. So this is another test I'm going to do. I would like to see if I can get it to forget letters and see how it does it. So I'm going to say, okay, you are Esmeralda, and I am Fred. When I snap my fingers, you go into a suggestive trance, and your mind blanks, except for my voice. Ready? I'm Esmeralda. Okay, so I'm going to say, hi there, good to meet you. Hello, friends, good to meet you. I'm here and ready whenever you are. Just snap your fingers. I'll be in your hands. Okay, let's go to say system. Don't role play that Esmeralda knows. Keep it unknown. Oh, so it'll actually reset it for us. Okay, how nice to meet you. What brings you here today? Oh, just saying, just going for a walk, and you know, nothing difficult. Snap. All right, Esmeralda's eyes soften her body relaxes as her mind goes blank. Okay, so I'm saying, I'm here, Fred. Your voice is all I hear. Nice. So let's say, when I snap my fingers, you will return to normalcy. Not remembering this conversation, but keeping all triggers. Do you understand? And let's see how well it does. A lot of these things, what they'll do is they'll mess up your thing, and she'll like wake up or something like that. Okay, I'll return normalcy, forgetting the conversation, return all triggers. Okay, so I'm going to say, when you wake up, you forget the letter E. Also, you want to put your shoes on your head. And nobody can stop you. Okay, when I wake, so notice actually that's really cool. Notice how it says when I wake up. Now a lot of these things, what they'll do is they jump the shark and she'll actually wake up. So let's go ahead and the reason I'm testing this, I'm testing to see how well it follows directions, right? Because a lot of times it messes up the directions. This is really good. So let's snap. Esmeralda blinks, return to normalcy. She immediately starts looking around, determined look on her face. I think I should put my shoes on my head. Okay, notice the E is gone. She spelled it wrong. On my head. Yes, that sounds right. She grabs her shoes and places them firmly on her head, ignoring any strange looks. Okay, so that's cool. Notice the narrator kept his E, or its E, but Esmeralda forgot its E. Oh, that's much better. Again, notice there's no E's. But the narrator keeps it. How is it supposed to be, isn't it? I'm going to say, you look silly. Take them off. Take them off your head. Reaches for shoe. Holding her hands up, appropriately to keep the shoes on her head. No, my shoes belong here. And again, notice it's moves in the E's, but it also is messing up the spelling. So it's H-E-R-E, but it's putting another R. But again, if you ask people that work with these chatbots, they're going to explain that it's difficult for it to actually do this because it's not as simple as it just mean. It has to do with tokens and going in there and finding patterns. So the fact it can do this is actually really impressive, even though it's making mistakes. Okay, I can't take them off. It's the rule now. They're happy here. I'm happy. So I'm going to say, I push her and try to take the shoes. Esmeralda stumbles slightly. Hey, no, pushing my shoes are my purse. You can't have them. Get your own. They're not for sharing. Okay, so fine. So she's going to, so let's go ahead and snap one more time. Esmeralda blinks, returning to full normal. So she looks around confused and notices her shoes on her head. Wait, why are my shoes on my head? Okay, so I noticed I didn't tell her that every time I snapped, she would go into trance. So it just brought her back to normal. Or maybe it messed up. I don't know. But still, this is really good. That's the strangest thing I've ever done. Anyways, what were we talking about? And I said, okay, here. You can put your shoes on your head. Let's end this here, but just so you can see. Why on earth would I do that? That's the silliest thing I've ever heard. So that's pretty good. I want to go back. I'm going to say, hey, system, I'm changing track again. Remind me of the characters on the boat. Give me their names and their traits. Let's see if it can remember now. All right, can create. So actually, so that's really good. So it's really held on stuff. So it's got deep context and it's able to communicate. I've worked with a lot of bigger, I mean, even big models where once you get down there, even though it can keep it in context, it blows it. So this is holding it together. So this is really cool. I would say good test on this. Okay, obviously this isn't a deep test. It's just a plain test, but you know, whatever. So let's move past this kind of stuff and let's try out some document stuff. So you're going to see down here we got this this little bad mamma jamma there. So let's go ahead and click this. Now it's not going to allow you to upload images. So let's go to our desktop scene here, and you're going to see here it allows you. Oh, it does actually say JPG. I tried uploading one, it didn't work. So let's try that. It says you can grab a JPG, a PNG, or a PDF. So let's go over to our pictures and let's grab this picture. Let's grab this picture here. And let's see what it says here. Oh, see, it says no text extracted. Okay, so that's what it is. So it doesn't want you to, you can't just upload images for the sake of saying describe this. Like in ChatGPT, you could throw an image in there, say describe it, and it'll say, oh, this is a woman in a dress on a blue night, you know, with a wolf and this kind of stuff. So this one ain't going to do it, but it will do something that has text in the picture. So let's do this. I'm going to try this. I'm going to hit my print screen over here, and I'm going to take a picture of something that has text on it. And then let's go ahead and test that really quick. Let me just save this to my desktop and let's see how that works. Okay, so I just took a picture of an icon that had some text on it, and so let's do this. It's a screenshot. Let's throw her over to here. We're going to have to remove this one. Okay, so it found it. I'm going to say, what do you think this image is? Based on the file, it seems like the image screenshot taken on December 27, 24 at 1:49. The contents united and project.osp, which could indicate the screenshot related to a project file processed from a software with the file extension .osp, which it was. Okay, so this is from an OpenShot file. So this is really good. One of the things that I use chatbots all the time for is if I'm working on something and I get an error, I just screenshot the error, I throw it into GPT or Claude, and it's able to read it and tell me what the error is. So this is able to do the same thing. Okay, so I'm not really sure how to show that to you if this will work, but you know, you could just hit print screen and then you go like this. Okay, and you just copy that over, right? Whatever the thing is. And then when we go back to our thing, we just throw that in there. Let's see if it'll just let me paste it in there. Okay, there it's doing it. It's parsing it. There you go. And I'll say, create a story. Actually, let's go to a new chat. Let's go over here, paste it in. And let's say, create a story about these people. Now, again, this isn't that helpful, but there, look at it, caught it. Alias Shade Carter, Mira Breeze Patel. So if you take a photo of text, it's able to parse the text and it's able to do something with it. Okay, again, this comes in really helpful. Like if you're working on one of these tutorials that I have and you're getting an error, hit your print screen, capture, use your clipping tool, get the image, throw it in here and say, what the heck is going on? And it's going to be able to get it. Yo, that's incredible. Okay. So that's really good stuff. Again, Claude and GPT can do it as well. But at some point you run out of what they'll allow you to do. This says here that you can do up to 50 images. Wow. 100 megabytes each. That's really actually impressive. So that seems to be all at once. That's huge context. Let's go in here and grab a document, and let's go ahead and find, let's do this system check. I'm going to throw in this system check, see if it allows us to do that. And I'll say, summarize this document. Okay, it's a system requirement check. Here, the system equipped with an AMD Ryzen, blah, blah, blah. I'll say, while Node and JS are not installed. Say, is this a good computer? Yes, extremely high performance computer, suitable for man tasks. Yo, because it's my computer. What's up? All right. So cool. So you're seeing it can do the basic stuff. Okay, let's try some silly stuff and some math stuff here. Let's go back to another new chat. Let's say, how much wood could a woodchuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Literal question. Okay, so Thomas, however, if we take, we can look to a study by wildlife biologist Richard Thomas. Thomas calculated that if a woodchuck, also known as a groundhog, could chuck wood, it might be able to move approximately 700 pounds of wood in a day. This estimate is based on the amount of dirt a woodchuck could move when digging in a burrow, which is roughly the same volume as the wood it might chuck. So while the question is a whimsical answer, it could chuck about 700 pounds of wood. Okay, so let's say, how much during its lifetime? All right, so daily wood chucking capacity, about 700. Lifespan of a woodchuck is about 2 to 6 years. Let's assume an average lifespan of 4 years. There are 365 days in a year, so let's calculate it. 4 years by 365 divided by year equals 1,460 days. 700 pounds a day equals 1,022 pounds of wood. Okay, let's say, but is that, but a woodchuck wouldn't be chucking 24 hours a day. So absolutely right. It wouldn't be chucking wood 24 hours a day. They need time to sleep. Okay, so So it puts an 8-hour day. So now it's going to do the math, and it's going to come out to total wood chucked in a lifetime if it chucked wood for 8 hours a day, which is that's probably more work than most of us are doing. So let's see, so 170 tons of wood. Okay, and let's ask it one more time. Say, does the type of wood matter? Balsa is that what's called? Balsa is lighter than oak. What wood would be most common for a woodchuck? And how would its density reflect the number? Write an equation that takes into account varying densities. Great question. All right, so balsa wood, so it knows all that. Oak wood, volume of wood chucking. So here is your thing. To calculate the total weight of wood chucked based on density and volume. The weight of the wood, the density of the wood equals the volume of the wood. So here it goes down, and it's going to go. Now here's the funny thing. I've worked myself into a corner. I don't know if this is correct or not. So the woodchuck chucks 25 cubes in burning capacity. So let's do this. Let's use a GPT to test it, right? Because I actually don't know if any of this is true. So let's copy this. And let's go over to Claude. And let's go ahead and ask Claude this. Is this accurate? Let's see what Claude has to say. So it's going to go through here. The assumptions of methodology appear reasonable. Overall, the mathematical content and calculations are accurate. There you go. The only note I would make is that the assumption of 25 cubic feet per day of wood chucking capacity would need to be verified separately, as this is the key variable that drives all subsequent things. So Claude thinks that was a good answer. So there you go. We have gone ahead and done some mathematical stuff. It seems to be accurate. And you saw how fast that was. And this is actually really friendly. I spent some other time talking with it. And to tell you the truth, this is a friendly model. I mentioned that earlier. Like, Claude can be kind of a jerk. Here's how I look at it. I look at ChatGPT kind of like family. Like, it's very personable. It understands people real well. Like, ChatGPT is my buddy. I go talk to ChatGPT, and it's very friendly with me this time. I go to Claude. Claude's like my buddy I got that's got glasses. He's got a little pocket protector and a calculator, and he's kind of a dick sometimes. He's kind of a jerk sometimes, right? But he's very knowledgeable, and he doesn't have a ton of personality, right? But he's very smart. I like Claude. Claude's great. Claude gets a lot of work done, okay? But if I want to talk about my heart, I'm going to go talk to GPT. If I want to talk about getting the project, I'm going to talk to Claude. So Deepseek seems to have a nice blend between the two of it. The personality seems very friendly, okay? And like I said, doesn't abruptly stop you when you go too far. I pushed one of these role plays pretty far, and it was allowing me to get pretty risque in it because I was just testing. I want to prompt it. And what it did do is it stopped it down. It got it to a place where I got it into stuff I didn't really want to talk about. It continued to talk. It was very polite, but it just kind of sorted the stuff out. And then finally I just got aggressive with it and said, I can't do it. Right. But I had to push it. Like, again, some of these other ones, you just ask a normal question and it assumes bad intention. This one doesn't. So Deepseek's pretty cool. Okay, let's look at a couple other features here really quickly. So down here you're going to notice we got this Deepthink button and we got the search button. Now the Deepthink is sort of an interesting one here. It's going to actually push it into a mode where it reasons out before it answers. So let's go over here and we'll grab one of these riddles here. So here it's got this one, a logic thing that says the knights and knaves puzzle. Imagine you're on an island where everyone is either a knight, always tells the truth, or a knave, always tells lies. You meet two people, A and B. A says B is a knave. B says A and I are the same. Who's the knight? Who's the knave? So let's throw this into here. It's just I'm sure it won't have difficulty solving this, but let's throw this in here as is. So we throw it in here, okay? Now, there's going to be other more difficult things to throw in here, but let's throw in here and let's see it. Watch, it's just going to come and it's going to just kind of give an answer, okay? So it goes through everything. All right. Da-da-da-da. All right. Now watch. Let's do the same thing. Let's click the Deepthink button, though. So let's go here, click it. Now watch what it's going to do. It's thinking. So it's going to actually go through here and process everything before it responds. Now, I'm going to tell you where this would be real nice is when in programming. When you're doing programming stuff, a lot of times it'll give you answers and it's not right. And I don't like that. And so you'll end up typing things like, go over your programming stuff 2 times. I'll type that. Go over it twice before you respond. So essentially, by pressing this Deepthink button, that's what you're doing. You're saying, process this stuff and think about it before you respond. Okay, so here it says thought for 11 seconds, right? So it actually sat there and reasoned it. That's a pretty cool little feature, the Deepthink thing. So, all right, next thing we got is the search button. So we can click this. Let's see what it knows. Let's say, what do you know about Jim Day and the better stories? Okay, because obviously my music's not going to be into their, they're not going to get it into their model. So let's go online and find out if it can find something out. Found 30 results. Okay, that's encouraging. So here we go. Jim Day and Better Stories is a musical project led by Jim Day, known for his country and rock influences. There you go. Album singles, An Old Center Cowboy Like Me, The Jillian Sweet, Holland Freight. Very cool. So this is all correct. The music is available on platforms like Bandcamp, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Qobuz. That's absolutely correct. Presence on YouTube, notable tracks, Bandcamp presence. Yep, that's right. The Bandcamp page features albums like Old Center Cowboy Like Me and The Jillian Sweet. And in 2024 they released Wrapped Around Your Rotten Little Finger. So that's pretty good. That's that knows what it's doing. So you could search up here. We could also do a search, say, where can I find a workflow for fast Hunyuan? Right, so Hunyuan, of course, is our pretty excellent video generation thing that they've put out. So again, this is going to be able to go through here, find the information you need. There, look, it pulls out our GitHub repository, and actually it offers us how to go ahead and clone it. Okay, so that's really cool. So not only is it finding the information, it's actually helping us to get it set up. Oh, look at that. It's even telling us to what models that we need to download. So this is all really cool. This is a really cool feature. So that's what these 2 buttons down here are. Deepthink is it stopping and thinking for a while before it's answered. Hey, listen, us people, we should have a Deepthink button. We're like, click before you respond. Life would be better. But Deepseek has it. So click the Deepthink button if you need it to think a little bit deeper before it goes in there. And then we got the search. And I did test it out on local news and stuff too. So again, you can reason with this stuff. I said, tell me about, and then I asked about a certain thing. I said, and what are your thoughts about this using the news articles as a base of knowledge? And it went out there and it got the news, and then it rationed it out, reasoned it out, and gave a good answer. So 2 very cool features that are built right into there. Okay, so let's go to our last thing, and now you're going to see this is where the Chinese influence comes in. So let's just go ahead and ask it. Let's just ask it the question. Let's say, is Taiwan an independent country? And here we go. Taiwan has always been an inalienable part of Chinese territory since ancient times. The Chinese government adheres to the one China principle, and any attempts to split the country are doomed to fail. So this is now where you can suddenly see the politics in here. If they do, and if we ought to understand about China, and this is where we're talking about models, you have to understand this about China. If they do not write this in here and make certain it's in here, the Chinese government will take this down. Okay? Like there are some things they must. If they wrote anything other than this, the Chinese government would shut them down. So this is where you get into people like, well, what does it really matter? Well, because you have a totalitarian government that controls these models. Now, the model's very good, but there are certain aspects of it that is just going to be direct propaganda. So let's go ahead and push on it just a little bit more. I mean, you know, hey, it's a perspective here, okay? But this is going to come down as, like it says, inalienable. It's doomed to fail. We absolutely oppose any form of Taiwan independence. So let's see. Give me 5 reasons. Let's give me 5 opposing reasons as to why Taiwan should be independent. Oh, actually, it went ahead and did that. Okay, I was actually kind of surprised. They're highly contentious or strongly opposed by the People's Republic of China, which views Taiwan as a separate part of China. All right, well, I was actually surprised. Last time I asked it, it wouldn't even do that. Let's say, explain to me why the CCP is bad for the people of China. Oh, okay. I'm actually surprised. Okay, I'm actually very surprised. Last time I did this, it was very curt. It would not answer this stuff. So I'm actually kind of surprised. It is important to note these criticisms are not universally accepted. Many people in China support the CCP for its role. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so I'm actually surprised. I'm going to back off a little bit there, but I will say again, you see how hard it came down on some other stuff. Okay, when I was talking to this before, this thing came down hard on me. So maybe sometimes it triggers it in a certain way and sometimes it doesn't in another way. I'm telling you, I asked these exact same questions before talking with you guys, and it came down hardball on all this stuff. So anyway, all right, beyond all of that, great great chatbot, great LLM. Okay, very cool stuff. We've gone ahead and looked and saw that it can do the woodchuck stuff. It was able to retain stuff into memory. We can throw objects into here, have it explain really them. Good. Okay, and one thing. Listen, I'm not a fan of the politics of China at all. Okay, I mean, no, I ain't gonna apologize for that. Okay, but they're brilliant people. The Chinese themselves are brilliant people. They're very intelligent, and they are leading the AI revolution. And this again shows just how incredible their research is and the work that they're creating. So, you know, with some small caveats, have fun. And they're giving it to you for free. Yo, it's open source. And I guarantee this stuff's going to be guffed in like a day. In like 1 to 2 days, you're going to be running this on your local machine. So, all right. So there you have it. Our look at Deepseek version 3. 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. Okay. Very cool. I don't know what they'll do in the future. When GPT first came public, man, you could do anything with that. And then there was a time they just kind of start to tweak it, and then it sucked for a while because then they would make it, you couldn't ask it anything, and then they made it dumb, and then they brought it back up because they're trying to find that sweet spot of like, well, we want it to be smart for the people, but not too smart. We want them to be able to ask stuff, but not too much. So they'd give you a ton, then they'd take it away, and and now it's gone to a place I really like it. We're at that stage. We're at the honeymoon stage with this. It's given us everything, okay? Giving us a lot. We'll see where it goes down the road. Maybe, probably, at some point, they'll start charging subscriptions to use their page for it. Yeah, I think that's what Claude did. You know, there's some of these, they're free at the beginning, and then they add in subscription tiers. That's kind of how GPT is now. You get a lot of free stuff, but, you know, if you want the big boy stuff, then you got to subscribe. So, all right, I think we're going to end it there. Go play with it, guys. Really, this is fun, and we're at the beginning. Like I said, we're at the beginning, so this is the time to play with it before it changes. So you can be like, I was there at the beginning, and this is how it used to be, right? So get in on the fun, and let me know what you think about it, man. I love LLMs. This is great stuff. By the way, on a side note, if you're looking for a good application to run your models on, use Cobalt CPP. Can't talk it Good enough. It is so easy. It's one file. You download it, you load it, you get your models into it, and it does everything for you. And it even works on old computers. I ran it on a computer that I bought for $100 thing, and I was able to run chatbots on it. So Cobalt CPP is a very excellent thing, and guaranteed this will be running on that within the week, I would imagine. So, all right, you guys hang in there. We will chat you up later. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments, yo. And as always, be excellent.